Good morning and happy Thursday. Welcome to our upLIFT Tribe team call. So we're just going to get right into it. If you don't know me, I'm Patrice. I'm one of the leaders of the upLIFT Tribe, and today we're going to be talking about recruiting because it's so important. And it really is something that the sooner you can kind of get over the fear of it, the sooner you can build that confidence up and just go for it and, add to your team. Then the quicker you're going to see success in this business. So I actually did this talk back at our retreat in February, and it looks like nobody that was there is on, so that's great. And I have tweaked it a little bit. And then also it's a great refresher because it's stuff that we all need to hear. Like I say this all to myself all the time. So we're going to hop right into it. I'm a very interactive type of talker, so we're going to make this a little bit more interactive today. So I want to hear your thoughts on some of this. If you have questions, type them in the chat box. If you have concerns or just some things that aren't necessarily working for you or questions about how we do things, go ahead, type in the chat box, unmute yourself, and we'll chat this through. This really is an important topic that we just have to make sure we're talking about often. So the first question I actually have for you, it's a little self-assessment, okay? So I want you to look at yourself, and if you really do desire to grow this business, which has to include building a thriving team, so adding just a couple coaches a month is not necessarily going to do it, okay? So we'll talk about goals later, but I want to hear from you with this statement. I am a strong and consistent recruiter. Here are your options. Number 1, I've never recruited a coach before. Number 2, I'm inconsistent and haven't found my tribe yet. Number 3, I add a few coaches every month and they are close to my dream team. Or number 4, I add 5+ dream team coaches every single month. I can repeat that if you want. Number 1, I've never recruited a coach before. Number 2, I'm inconsistent and haven't found my tribe yet. 3, I add a few coaches every month and they're close to my dream team. Or 4, I add 5+ dream team coaches every single month. So out of those numbers, hold up your number. What are you? Let me see them. 2, 2, 3. All right, and then there's a couple that aren't on. So let's talk about that. Where is your thought on where you are right now and ultimately where you want to be? Hopefully everybody wants to be that number 4, right? So basically, you have to look at what's holding you back. I know some of you are newer coaches, and so you're just kind of getting started, but this is the type of call that I wish I had right away. Like I wish I just went all in for it, that recruiting side right away, because it really is what's going to drive that momentum in your business. So you have to ask yourself, what's holding you back? It's either you don't believe in the coaching opportunity, either you don't believe in yourself, either you don't know who you want to attract yet, or you don't take enough action. All right, so we're going to break all of those down a little bit. The first one is belief in the coaching opportunity. So I want to know what you think of when you hear the word recruit. So we talk about recruiting coaches. We talk about, recruiting challengers. When you hear that word recruit specifically, what comes to your mind? So go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me what you think of. Somebody.
Recruiting to me means like inviting people to join me.
Yeah, so that's a definition, but when you hear that word, the mindset.
Oh, like I've got to go out there and ask people.
Okay, and what do you think of with that? Like just talk through it a little bit.
Like what holds me back?
Just in general. So when you hear the word recruiting, does it have like a negative connotation to you? Like what are your thoughts? Specifically the word recruit.
When I hear recruit, I automatically think like a team. Like I'm thinking about the military or, so it can be positive because it's like family, or it can be negative, like they want me to do something and maybe I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's good. Anybody else? It's no wrong answer. I just want to hear your natural response to hearing that word.
So when I think about recruiting, I kind of think about it like in the workplace, which I guess like for me in my experience, like it's such a long process and like finding that right match. Like even though like you're recruiting somebody, like are searching for somebody, like they have to be searching for you as well. Like it has to be a good match. So just like all the effort that it goes into finding that good match, and like almost like a dual search for each other. Not a bad thing. I just think of it like something that like it has a like it's a specific art that a lot of people are not very good at, and it takes some time to perfect. And even sometimes when you think that you found that right person, maybe that's not always the case, or vice versa.
That's good. I love hearing just different people's thoughts about it. So effort, a little bit of, you know, work, you know, to kind of make sure that it's a good match. Go ahead, Caroline, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, obviously my definition of it has changed since being at Beachbody, but I guess like before, like similar to what you were saying, Ashley, like I have to recruit and hire for my job that I do, my full-time job. So when I think about recruiting, I think about like me having to find those people to fill those roles, and like not only like just finding them and trying to get them to apply, but like trying to figure out if they would even be a right fit, and like, do I want them and do they want it, if that makes sense.
Yep. That's good. Anybody else? So we're just chatting about what you think of when you hear the word recruit. Cassie, you can't talk because you were at the retreat. Love ya. All right. So the reason why I want to say that is because you know how there's certain words that come to your head, and if you have a negative thought towards it, it's going to affect how you approach it, right? So I love that neither of you said that it was a negative thing. When sometimes I talk to coaches and they're like, oh, well, the word recruit, I don't want to sound like, you know, I don't know, it's just like a negative thought in their head, the word. Whereas I would challenge you to have that positive mindset from the beginning. Recruiting is not a bad thing. I think about when I was a high school athlete and college coaches took the time out of their busy day to come watch me play basketball and recruit me. Did I feel like, oh gosh, they are so annoying? No, I felt flipping amazing. I felt honored. I felt so excited about that, you know? Same thing with job recruiting. If someone reaches out to you and they're like, hey, listen, I got your resume. You seem like a really good fit for what we're looking for. I would love to talk to you a little bit more about that. Would you feel annoyed, or would you be like, man, that's amazing? And maybe you don't necessarily say yes right away. Maybe you do have to think about it, or maybe you decide it's not for you. But simply the fact that someone reached out to you because they saw something positive, they saw something good in you, and they wanted to, you know, talk to you more about it, that simply in itself is not a bad thing. So let's keep that positive mind frame as we go into, you know, wanting to build up our teams and see who's a good fit person, all of that good stuff. You have to believe first. You have to get first that this is a beautiful thing. It's a gift that we have that we're just offering to other people. If they choose to join us, awesome. If they feel like it's not a good fit, that's awesome too. It's going to get us closer to finding those people that are in our tribe. So mindset definitely matters. So believing in the coaching opportunity, which then means you have to share about it. You have to share about what coaching has done for you unapologetically. Don't worry about if you're being annoying. If you're always thinking, oh, I don't want to annoy this person. Oh, I don't want to, you know, come off as XYZ. Again, it's going to hold you back because of that self-limiting belief. You're not going to push forward. And also, if that person is annoyed with you, that's not your person. Like, that's just not the person that's supposed to be joining you, and that's okay. So don't think so much about what that other person is going to be thinking, what that other person is going to be thinking. Think about the coach that reached out to you. You're here, so you said yes, right? Think about how you felt when the coach that reached out to you and started having those conversations with you, which ultimately got you here. So go back to that moment when you're thinking about who you're bringing in for yourself. If you haven't had much success, sometimes we think about sharing the recruiting or sharing the coaching opportunity, and we're like, well, I'm a newer coach. I haven't had much success yet. Number one, what have you seen? What benefits have you seen? Are you loving the accountability of getting to be a part of a group, a tribe of women who have your back and we love each other in health and fitness? Is that a positive? Great. Share about that. Share about the community. Is helping you stay more accountable in your own health and fitness? Did you make any money yet? Have you made $15 off of a team cycle bonus or $50 off of a challenge tag? Like, all those things matter, and sometimes we look at other people we put them on this pedestal, and we're like, oh, my success isn't their success, so I don't have a right to share my success. And that's not true at all. You're going to reach the people that are just one step behind you, right? So you want to share those little things so they can then watch. And also, they're going to want to watch your journey unfold. So share where you're going. Share what your vision is. If you have dreams with this business of paying off debt, if you have dreams with this business of, staying home, share those things. Share about where you're going so that people, kind of understand that you have a vision. Yeah, you can have some of this. And then also share your team successes. So for instance, Caroline and I are, I hear Elmo. Where's Elmo? I hear him. Yeah, somebody's unmuted and I hear Elmo. Is that you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Hey, girl. I'm about to put it on for my kids. So you're good.
Hey.
So glad you're on here. If you want to mute yourself, you can, but this is kind of like a little chat, so feel free to interrupt us whenever you want. It's your first team call, I think, so welcome. Okay, so where was I? Share your team successes too, okay? So just like with challenge groups, if you don't necessarily have a transformation story yet, share your challengers. Share other coaches on your team who have seen successes. Same thing with us. Caroline and I are 2-star diamond coaches now, okay? That means if you're in our downline, that's you. That's a team goal that you get to promote, okay? We're hoping to end the year as an elite team, both of us. What does that mean for you? You are an elite team. Take those things, and they don't know like who specifically, all of that, but you can say, hey, I'm a part of a team that is really on fire and we're doing great things. Don't feel like you aren't there yet, because this is you. Like, we're all in this together. So you say that and you be proud of that, and you go out and make that a part of your excitement and your passion for when you're talking to people. So share every single success. Own it. Also, it doesn't have to be, physical. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be emotional. Are you emotionally in a different place than when you started? Share all those little things. It doesn't have to be super big, but it's you. It's your truth and your story, so you have to share it. Share it in your stories behind the scenes. Share it when you're talking to people in conversations. Just talk about, man, I know I would not be getting my workouts in if it wasn't for my community. I know I would not be as committed to my health and fitness journey. So share those little things. It really does matter. Also, stop saying that you're not in for the money. I say that because that was me, and that was Caroline. That was all of us. Share, boys, share. Okay, go get yours, and Mommy will shake it up. Go get it, and I'll shake it up. So we all have a heart to serve. That's why we're here. At the end of the day, you're driving your cars right now. You're looking at your computers right now and your phones right now. We need gas to go in our cars. We have to pay the bills. Like, we need to live. So simply wanting to help people get healthy is a great, great mission. But at the end of the day, we do desire an income, and that's not a bad thing. It's another mindset shift that you have to make, because if you're scared to talk about finances, people are gonna, feel that too. And so when you go to the doctor, does the doctor say, oh, you're on your 3rd baby, you're good, this one's on me? No, there's an exchange of services, and that's not a bad thing. Same thing for us. We are providing people with health and fitness tools and resources. We are helping them. We're holding their hand and holding them accountable and helping them reach their health and fitness goals. It's an exchange of services. Just because maybe it's a ministry also doesn't mean that we have to shy away from the fact that this can bring some serious financial freedom in our lives, and people need to know that too. Maybe you don't go around talking about income all the time, sharing your numbers. That's fine. But share about what it's doing for you, or people aren't going to know that it's real. It's okay. I'm going to put it on here. People aren't going to know that it's real, and so maybe somebody who does need this financially will identify if you share how you had, your highest check that you've ever had, and you're so excited about it. They don't have to know that your check before that was $0 and this check was $14. Like, they don't have to know that. Just say, oh my gosh, I'm so I'm so excited right now. I just made the highest check that I've ever had, or if you have a coach that makes a $14 check, say, oh my gosh, my coach, I got a message from my coach who's got the highest paycheck she's ever had. Like, think outside of the box. I'm serious. Share that stuff. It works. You'll have people start thinking like, oh man, so not only is it her that's seeing benefit from it, she's growing a team of people and they're benefiting from it too. And that's what this is all about in this business. So share every little thing and stop thinking too hard about it. All right, the second thing is belief in yourself, okay? A few things. Okay, finish this. Just hurry up so Jonah doesn't see you. Take it and go finish it. Okay, well.
I want you to shake it up.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so we learn by doing, not just by reading. So there's times where we're like, okay, wait, if you're like me, you're like, I have to know everything. I have to do so much research, and you get stuck in the personal development bubble. Personal development is awesome, and we should be doing it every single day. But don't let it keep you there. You have to take it, and then you have to put it into action. So learn by doing, not just by reading it, not just by watching it, by putting it into action, buddy. Go get it. I will, but I'm finishing my call first. Go get it. Hurry up. Okay, well, then you have to wait 5 minutes. Okay. So, yes, so make sure that you are doing the personal development, but that you're taking it and you're putting it into action. This never happens when someone else is leading. It doesn't happen. Okay, and the second thing is leading from the front. If you're not hitting Success Club, how can you expect your coaches to hit Success Club? If you're not recruiting and adding people to your teams, how can you expect your coaches to do the same thing? So get into the habit of doing those things now, so that even if you don't have coaches, by the time they come on, they already have they already have, you know, that example in front of them of what they should be doing, okay? The third thing is break through those limiting beliefs that you have to wait until you have it perfect. You have to wait until XYZ, and then, you know, you can do it. Just go for it. The quicker you just go for it, the better it's going to be for you. Here, buddy, take this and go in. Okay. If you want to do better, if you want to get better yourself, that's exactly why you should be adding coaches to your team. Same thing with the accountability of challenge groups. If you have people as a coach who are looking to you to be that example, you're going to be that example and stick to your health and fitness goals, right? It's that extra accountability. Same thing with coaching. You have coaches on your team. What do you want to do? It's going to push you to be a better coach. Go after the people as you're having conversations with people and you're looking. We're talking about self-limiting. Julie, give it back to Jonah. Right now, we're talking about those self-limiting beliefs. If you sit back and you're like, oh, well, this person probably doesn't want it, or this person, she seems like she has a lot of followers. She seems like she, you know, already has so much going on. I'm not going to offer it to her. It's not our job to play God and decide who this opportunity is right for. So from that aspect of recruiting, like you guys were talking about, where you kind of wait around for that perfect person, or you got to make that match, this is a little bit different in a sense that we don't know really who's going to rock it. There could be a coach that only did sign up as a discount coach and they end up wanting to take it further. You did, buddy. So, you know, present the opportunity, do it unapologetically, and, you know, it's the more people that you can talk to, the better, because you really just don't know. I'll share this because it just happened, but I had a conversation with a woman who, I looked at her profile and she's already super into health and fitness. She had a ton of followers. So the old me, when I first started, so if you're here, we totally get it, would have been like, oh my gosh, no, there's no way that she would want to join me, you know? She probably gets asked all the time. I do that too still sometimes. I'm like, oh gosh, she has a lot of followers, so she probably gets asked 5 times a week. So why should I be another person to ask? And I was like, no, if she says that to me, then that's the answer. But why am I assuming that this is the way it is? So I reached out to her and we had an incredible conversation on the phone. As we were talking, she told me, yes, that she does get asked all the time. She's even had conversations with people, but it just never felt right. She never felt completely comfortable with them. She was actually on, I don't know if you know Danielle Natoni. She's like super high up in the company. I mean, look at her page. She has like literally 150,000 followers, something crazy. She was on her team a few years ago, and she, you know, took a break because it just wasn't really for her. And she wants to join us. She said that to me. She was like, I considered going back to her. She was like, she's incredible. She's like a double 15-star superstar, all the whatever star diamond, insane. And she's like, but that doesn't necessarily matter to me. She was like, I love that you incorporate your faith in your fitness. I love that it's not just all about, you know, abs for you. She was like, I felt a connection to you. I love following you. So you have to get that in your head. Stop it's almost selfish. It's selfish to keep it to yourself and rob somebody of the opportunity because you think that it wouldn't work for them. So that's a self-limiting belief you have to work through, or else you're going to hold yourself back and you're going to hold other people back. So break through that as quickly as possible. The third thing is you don't know who you want to attract. I was there at the beginning. I'm like, I don't really know, who is my tribe. So doing things like that color wheel, figuring out who you are and who you want to be as a coach. Okay, go watch the show that's on upstairs on the TV for you. You don't have to have what Jonah has. So really just taking the time to figure out who you are, who you want to be as a coach, and then attracting those people. Whether you're a mom, whether you're a blogger, whether you are a nurse or a doctor, like whatever you are, go after those people. And it might seem like, well, I'm limiting myself by going after, just a select group of people. But when you reach for everybody, you're going to get nobody. You have to zero it in and go after those people because those are your people. Those are the people that you're going to identify with you. Okay, buddy, go ahead, upstairs. Talking about social media. So think about it as your storefront. A lot of times I hear people say, oh, I got my inviting done for the day. I posted on social media. And I'm like, nope, that's not it. That's the storefront. That's you saying, this is what I have going on. But do you want people, if you were a actual owner of a store, to just come look outside your window? That's doing nothing for your business. You have to get them inside. How do you do that? That's the private invites that happen behind the scenes. So you have to make sure that you're reaching out to people. Definitely do the social media. That's going to help people know what's going on and what you have to offer. But you have to go get them. There's so many times where I'm like, to challengers, even coaches, like, what made you join me? And they're like, I followed you for a while, but it was when you reached out to me. I would have never reached out to you. People who don't like my stuff, they don't comment on my stuff, but if I start a random conversation with them, they feel honored. Stop feeling like you're being annoying to people. People want to feel invited, okay? A book was written on it called Uninvited. People want to feel invited. They want to feel like they identify with you. So reach out to them and go get them. You want to create that curiosity, not resistance. We talk about this all the time. So go take it and go in there. Just go in there with it. Go. And you both watch it. Go sit on the couch. Go sit on the couch. Go ahead, JoJo. So not overly. Nope, the couch in there. That's furthest away from mommy. Go that way. So you want to not be overly Beachbody, 80-day obsession, all that stuff. We talk about that all the time, but that really is going to help bring people in. I have so many people that are always like, I didn't even know you were a Beachbody coach. And that's the best thing because people have preconceived thoughts towards Beachbody a lot of times. So if you're talking about Beachbody all the time, they're going to be like, oh, she's just one of those coaches, But if you can have people say, well, what type of coach are you? Like, what do you mean join your team? What type of team are you talking about? You want to bring people in and create that curiosity. You get what you post about. This is huge. If you're only posting about challenge groups, you're going to get challengers. But if you're posting about coaching, that's how you get coaches. And it took me a while to get there because I'm like, no, I'm just going to do the challenge group thing. And that's great. The Vital process is incredible. So we're talking free, low cost, to challenge group, to coaching. That's absolutely a way to get good quality coaches is through your challenge groups. But at the same time, we also need to be presenting the opportunity so that people know that it's available. So make sure that you are posting about that as well. Dropping little nuggets. Doesn't mean you're doing coach invite every single day. But if you see in my stories, I'm constantly talking about coaching. Maybe not directly, but it's the undertone of every day. If I'm sharing my life, I'm sharing my day, hello, I'm a coach. So that they have to see that. And I found that I've attracted more business builders since I've been doing that. Instead of just sharing like, oh, I'm just drinking my shake and getting my workout in and living in my workout clothes. And then people join and they're like, oh, you do like work? What do you mean? Now I'm like, I'm getting my power hour in. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm getting up early. So share the things that are struggles, but always bring it back with a positive. I'm getting up early, which I don't necessarily feel like, but I have goals, right? I'm working towards my goals. Or share that you can work from anywhere on your phone. So drop a little nugget if you are out of the park. Oh, hey, I'm just checking in on my challengers really quick, and then I'm getting back to hanging out with my kids, It's those little nuggets that add up because people are like, oh, wait a minute. She's working her business while she's on the go. Share those little things that when you do an actual invite, people know what to expect, and they join your team. They're ready to work. They're ready to really, make this a thing. All right, and then the last thing is just taking more action. Again, we can't be paralyzed by waiting until we know it all, waiting until we're at our goal weight, right? Waiting until we feel X, Y, Z. It's about sharing your story now and then taking the action. So through challenge groups, we have to run them. Again, that's where the coaches come from. Public posts are important because people need to see what you have going on, but the private invites are where you get people and then following up with them and running sneak peeks. Doesn't matter if you don't feel comfortable. Doesn't matter if you feel like you haven't been a coach long enough. You're going to share what it is that you know. You're going to share your truth. You're going to share where you're going. And the quicker you can get from underneath, I've said this recently, the quicker you can get from underneath of your upline, the better. I was terrified my first sneak peek, like absolutely terrified, literally shaking and like drinking my water. It was horrible. Ask Jennifer. My very first sneak peek, but I went and I did it. And I had to pause and deal with my kids. I stopped being like embarrassed of this stuff. Like, why am I embarrassed? This is life. This is what happens. They're kids. They're gonna, share that. Talk about how you can still work your life and work this business around your kids. So I did my first sneak peek. It was actually horrible. I wish I had proof of it. But I got Jennifer out of it because she saw herself in me. It was like, my kids are a mess. I need something to be passionate about and pour my life into and have a purpose, outside of my kids. And you're doing this, like I can do it too. And look where she is. She's rock star. So don't shortcut yourself. You have to go for it. You have to get out there. You have to just, get over what's holding you back. So to wrap it up, believe in the coaching opportunity and share it unapologetically. Do you believe in it? If you don't, you got to get to know it because it's amazing. And that's going to come off when you're talking to people. If you don't believe it, they're not going to believe it either. So believe it, be proud of it. Believe in yourself and get outside of your comfort zone. Nothing good happens there. Get out, get out, get out. Go do it. Create your avatar, your color wheel, whatever you want to call it, something that's going to represent who you are because it's going to help you share. And go get the people that are like you. It's going to give you more joy and fulfillment in the business because you're working with people that are like you. Share your story consistently. Talk about coaching. You have to. Talk about it. You have to. And take more action. So just a few practical things that I do that have really helped me in this business. Every single customer knows about the coaching opportunity. How do I do it? When I'm signing customers up for my challenge group, I already have them, right? They're already like, yes, give me the link, sign me up. I say, okay, all I need to know is what's your shake flavor so I can do your share a cart. Second thing is, do you want to sign up as a preferred customer or a regular customer? Same cost, except as a preferred customer, you have the opportunity to not only save on your shake starting month 2, but also if you want me to, I can show you how to earn them for free every month. That's it. Either they're going to come back with a preferred customer or regular. Not going to hurt my feelings if they say regular. I'm still winning, right? But if they say preferred customer, guess what you have? A coach. I'm not being deceitful. They know that it's a discount coach. They know that there's a monthly fee, but that it's only being deducted from their discount. So they're still winning. They're coming out above. And I've been doing this from the beginning, but I used to just say, do you just want to save money? And then that's it. Now I say, you'll not only save money, but if you want to, I can show you how to make it back every month. So now they know there's a business opportunity attached to it. They can choose to say no. Most say yes. And not only do they get in my challenge group, right? They also get in our team pages. I had a coach come to me recently who's just been a discount coach from the beginning with 80-day obsession. I looked at her as a dream coach, and I look back and I'm like, man, I should have been like talking to you more about it. But it's everything is timing. And so she came out of the 80-day obsession, was like, she's already been in our team pages. She's the shout outs. And she's like, I want to know how to share my story. Like, how do I do it? I want to do the coaching thing. And I'm like, you came to me, like, what is happening? And I said, okay, first thing you're going to do is watch this video that Caroline did last week about branding. It's a great place to start. She was like, I already watched it and I already did my color wheel. And she texted to me. And I was like, you just never know. Put them in your coach groups. They're going to see all the stuff that we're doing. They're probably going to want to watch the videos and be a part of it. And I've had coaches say, well, I just saw everybody getting shout outs all the time. I wanted some recognition, so I want to join too. So don't discount that discount coach. Can you build your business on discount coaches? Absolutely not. That's not where you're going to get all your volume. That's not where you're going to get the income. But they are important. They do set a foundation as you want to increase in rank and continue to grow in that way. And again, there's no downside to it because they have the opportunity to take it on their time and run with the business. So everybody knows that they could be a coach if they wanted to. I didn't even say the word coach in there, right? That could be intimidating. So know who you're talking to also. Some people, I go right to them and I'm like, girl, you're already sharing on social media. You're rocking it. You need to be doing what I'm doing. Like, you need to be a coach. But if there's a person you think that might intimidate them a little bit, then you change your wording. So have some scripts written out, maybe 4 different things that you say to somebody that you want to present the coaching opportunity to. So when you're in that message, when you're going back and forth, you can go to your notes and take it, tweak it, and put it towards that person. So know who you're talking to. The second thing, as far as specifics, is setting high goals. When I used to set a goal for 2 coaches a month, guess what I got? 2 coaches, sometimes 1 coach, sometimes no coaches. You want to know what my goal is now? 10 coaches a month. And I just started that this year because I'm like, if I want my business to grow, I have to grow. I have to push out, and I have to, make big goals, or else I'm going to be settling. So my goal is 10 coaches a month. Do I always get that? No. If I get 6 coaches, am I mad? No, right? If I get 5, am I mad? No. You have to set that goal higher, because if it's low, that's what you're going to hit. If you set for Success Club 5, you might hit it. That's awesome, but you might not. And then what? But if you set it for 10 and you get 5, you're still winning. Does that make sense? You have to push yourself. You have to make those big goals, and that's how your team is going to grow. At the end of the day, it really is the numbers game, just like with anything else, just like with challengers. The more people you talk to, the more opportunity, the chance that somebody will join you. You never know what they're going to do with the business. So you have to present it and keep presenting it and keep adding people to your team. So we're going to do something really quick. At the end of this, we're just going to think of 3 people. We won't actually send the message right this second, but you are going to send this message when you get off of this call, and then you're going to comment on Caroline's post with the recording. But you're going to think of 3 people right now. 3 people. Could be a challenger, could be a friend, could be a neighbor, but 3 people who you picture on your dream team. You picture doing this thing with you, and I want you to tell them. I want you to reach out to them, as scary as it may feel, and simply say to them from your heart, hey, listen, I was sitting down thinking about people that I want to build this business with, and you came to my mind. Either say, I know that you're passionate about health, or I know that you're looking to, diversify your income, whatever comes to your head. And I thought about you because I want to do this thing with you. Do you want to hear more information about it? It can be as simple as that. Make it simple from your heart, but 3 people. There's got to be 3 people in your sphere of influence that you can see joining your team. First step, get out of your comfort zone and tell them. Worst thing that they can say is no, and you're at the same place where you are right now. The best thing is they could say yes, and they could become a part of your team. So, any questions on anything? Any thoughts? Any feedback? What are you guys thinking? Chat down here. What is a sneak peek? So a sneak peek is called different things. I call them snapshot. Caroline calls them a look into coaching. But it's basically an opportunity for you to share privately all the details about what coaching is. So some people do like a 3-day one. That killed me when Caroline did that, because she was like 85 weeks pregnant, and I'm like, she's gonna go into labor by the 3rd day and I'm not gonna get to sign up. But you could do it however you want. You could do a 3-day and kind of break it up for over a few days. I usually go in and just kind of share like a 20 to 30 minute everything, and then I record it and I'm able to send that to people. And I say, hey, take your time and watch this video. I talk all about everything. Of course, getting them on the phone is the first, best option. But next option is them still seeing your face and hearing from them there. So get them in a private group, and then you have them private. So I do little sneak peeks all day, every day in my stories, but then I like to get them privately so I can follow up with them. How many coaches do you get from challenge groups versus not being previous public customers of yours? What do you mean by that? Can you unmute yourself and ask?
Yeah, sorry. Like, how many people do you just reach out to on social media and say, hey, you'd be a great coach, versus people that are already in your challenge groups that then go on to be coaches?
Gotcha. So my ratio is honestly probably more people not in my groups than people in my groups. Both are important because your challenge groups, your people in your challenge groups, they get it. You don't have to sell them on Beachbody. They already understand it. You know, they get it. So you should be reaching out to them as well. But I probably go more for the opposite. Just that's me personally, because I am a personal trainer. So I've figured out that my niche is going after people that are already passionate about health and fitness and want to turn this into a business. So I am lots of messages a day go out to people that I can see rocking the business that may not have anything to do with Beachbody already. Ashley Bailey, you were one of them. You joined without being a challenger, and she joined as a coach, and look, here she is. So I think a mixture is important. So yes, looking for those rock star challengers, but then also going out and sending messages to people that you think would make good additions to your team. What happened? Anybody else? All right. Thanks for hopping on, ladies. Have a great Thursday. Caroline, you have something?
Oh, I was going to say really quick, because I know that Erin and I talked about this question yesterday, and she didn't mention it, but I thought it might be good to hear from you on. We were talking about recruiting, and she's like, how do you find people that you jive with, that are like people you actually want to work with, in terms of like, obviously sometimes on social media you find someone and they look awesome and you hope they're going to be super engaged, but like I was telling her, it's you just don't know sometimes. That's why you have to constantly be recruiting. But what is your take on that?
That's the first thing I would say is there might be somebody who through social media seems like they would be a great fit, and then you get them in and they're not. I stopped kind of focusing on being kind of upset about that and being emotionally tied to that, because it is frustrating when you kind of have expectations for people. But at the end of the day, if I'm constantly recruiting, if I'm constantly bringing people in, then I'm much closer to finding those people. And yeah, sorry, let's turn.
And I think too, I'll just say this, like, I mean, I had like 4 or 5 coaches who were so close to Diamond for so long. Like, I mean, the people on my team now, I mean, like 4 years ago, it was a completely different group of people, and they were all running. And that's kind of sad to think about, but it's just the reality of like, look how long it took me to then find a Patrice. You know what I'm saying? So for some people, that happens really fast. For some people, it doesn't. And obviously, I've learned a lot. I probably could have done things a lot different on how I got them up to speed and how I got them advanced quicker. But it just goes to show in some ways that sometimes it's just a process, you know, and not everybody, some people get really close to hitting Diamond or advancing their business, and then something in their life happens and it shakes them to the point where they just kind of give up. So there's, you know, that's why recruiting is so important.
Definitely. Yeah, and sharing who you are. You're going to attract the people that are like you because you are sharing about who you are. So do that. Don't try to be any other coach. Don't look at anybody else, and just start doing what they're doing. Like, be true to who you are, and that's all you can do. You can't control who is going to join you. You can't control who's going to rock at the business. All you can control is what you're sharing and what you're giving off. So a little tidbit. All right, ladies. Have a great Thursday. Bye.
Bye, everybody.